Hello, one and all. It is Sunday, and you're joining us here live. We've got someone straight away in the chat. Muzaffar Hussein says hi. Hello, Muzaffar.
Hi. I'm
Straight
thinking
away.
that's maybe a bit dodgy.
How?
Some folk you like. folk that look like that don't listen to our
Don't watch it.
podcast.
Yeah, very unlikely. Very unlikely. Tonight's class episode is brought to you by the fine folks at Arrow, which we love to do, by the way, which is great. Thank you very much for everybody at Arrow. Before we even get into it, I'm going to tell a story, right? Then I'm going to talk a wee bit about what's coming up with Arrow, and then I'll play the trailer, and then we'll talk about this here review of City of the Living Dead, right?
We can't get through a podcast without getting one copyright strike for no reason.
I know. That or everything else. I was thinking to myself the other day, I need to get a couple guests, and I thought I've got quite an extensive friend list on Facebook of celebrities, people behind the scenes that have all worked on different films. I'm going to maybe reach out to one. And one that I went to reach out to, and I literally put his name down onto my phone to say, right, this weekend, reach out to this dude, was Mark Dodson of Gremlins fame. So I've got him on Facebook. Mark Dodson. Yeah, so he was in Gremlins. He basically puppeteers the Gremlins and stuff. He's been in many films. He's been in Gremlins. Okay. He's been in Return of the Jedi. He played Salacious Crumb. He was in Day of the Dead. He was in even the newest Star Wars films, right? So he's a guy that's very well known in the industry. He's a very gentle guy, very nice guy, being around the circuit. Interacted with him a few times, proper friends on Facebook, bombers and all this. And I thought, I'm going to reach out to him and we're going to get him on the show and it'll be class. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Unfortunately, today, Mark passed away, which is quite gutting. So this show is in honour of Mark Dodson. Couldn't write it, right?
I remember, I think it was a few months back, and I was watching a lot of stuff about The Exorcist and stuff, and I was like, do you know what? It might be worth a punt just to get in touch with William Friedkin. The next day, dead. I was like, maybe like whoever we don't want to die, we just never ask them to come on the show. So we need to start asking people we want to die to come on.
I know.
But that's grim, man.
I know.
So what a way to start a show.
I know. But this episode is dedicated to him.
For a film called City of the Dead.
I know.
Even Matthew Mann.
Matthew Mann of all Matthew Manns. And Carolock, how is it going, my friend? Nice to have you. That's Janice.
That's Janice, is it?
Aye. Carolock. Right. I think she's coming in on YouTube tonight. So, tonight we chat about this film, City of the Living Dead. This was graciously given to us by the folks at Fetch, representing Arrow. Guys at Arrow are always very kind to us. So, we're going to play a little clip here that is it's a minute long, and it's basically everything that's coming out in March for Arrow. So go ahead and feast your eyes and download the Arrow player, subscribe, and watch all this cool.
Are you real?
Of course I'm real.
If those gates are left open, it may be the end of humanity.
I've done them too. Terrible things.
I remember saying you can't be as frightened as I am now and still be alive.
He seeks constantly one thing, and that is to shock the audience.
Horrendously awful things are happening.
The sweetness of life, my darling, is terribly perishable.
What a loaded month of March. And you can see there you can get the Arrow player on pretty much anywhere, Xbox, Roku, Fire Stick, your phone. You can cast it. That's what I do when they send us these beautiful screeners. I just put it on my phone, cast it up to the TV, and have a great night. Matthew Mann says, great wee movie from the golden age of moviegoer. drill scene still looks awesome. Aye, about that. We'll get right into that, of course. J-Mac and I are actually burst as hell today. We were out to about 3 a.m. I don't know if you can tell, but I've had to put some creams on my eyes and stuff.
Mate, give yourself some credit. You're double burst. I at least I got to lie in. Like, I got home at 3:30 in the morning. My wife was gracious enough to let me just stay in bed. I woke up, there was nobody in the house.
Nice.
She just left me alone. She took the wee man to rugby. By the way, my son killed it at rugby today. I sent you a video, didn't I?
Good on you.
Aye, he killed it at rugby today, and I fucking missed it. But I woke up at 11:30 after, so I got 8 hours sleep, man. 8 hours sleep. It was beautiful. I can't remember the last time I actually had 8 hours sleep. It's been a long time. So you, unfortunately, didn't get the line that I got. You were 3 hours shy of that. But I think you might have got home after me as well, because I know that they still had packing up to do and that by the time I left.
Do you know what was worse as well? That fucking wizard-looking dude. Every time he's like, okay, I'm going to leave. He's like, but did I ever tell you this story? And I'm like, I'm no arsed, mate. I don't believe a fucking word you're saying, so let's...
but he was gone. He was gone before we all left.
Was he gone before you left?
Yeah, he was gone.
Was he?
Well, way before I left.
So he was. That's how fucked.
That's how tired you are.
Because in my head, he left after you. That's mad. Aye. I had to shut down the whole place, lock up and everything, and then basically just crawled into my bed and then woke up with my wife being like, hey, stay in the cinema till 3 a.m. chasing ghosts. That's so silly. And I'm like, fuck off.
So it might be silly, but it's fun. And even if it might not be silly either, none of us know that's the part that makes it exciting.
Well, it was interesting. And one thing I'll say to all our fine audience here is, one way or another, you're going to see the content that was filmed last night. We do have more rounds of content coming with more paranormal stuff. It's looking class, but you will see it when it's out. So stay tuned.
Well, that makes total sense.
We will. If it's picked up like we want it to be, then you'll have to watch it on a major station. But if not, we'll probably just premiere it here at some point. So without further ado, or further I don't, I'm going to play the trailer here for...
Further I don't. That's class. I like that. Cheers.
Further I don't. Matthewman says, great wee movie from Golden Age of movie gore. So here is a trailer from the Golden Age of movie gore. This is City of the Living Dead.
Grandfather, I'm ready now.
Once you make the decision, you can never go back.
That is so not City of the Living Dead, is it?
I was like, snow? When the fuck did I must have missed something.
What? I'm sure I had the trailer for it. Tell me I got it.
On the plus side, we might not get a copyright strike if you don't play it, but hopefully you've got it.
Where the hell did it go?
This is the joys of live broadcasting, people. Things don't always go to plan. It's one of these little things that life likes fucking just throw at you, just to throw you off track and make you all confused.
Absolutely know the trailer that I was sent. Genevieve. No, I'm not blaming Genevieve. That was on me. So, well, while I get the trailer, because I had it, definitely had it, but yeah, it's showing up that I don't have it, which is weird as hell. I'm either I'm tired or some spooky stuff's going on. But the synopsis for this here fine piece of movie gore says, from the Italian godfather of gore, Lucio Fulci. Is that how you say his name, J-Mac? We all know Lucio I'm like Fulci. A dab hand. A man just absolute smashing at him.
Aye, but at least there is one thing about this film that you would like. It's always fucking Italian, man.
Is it all in Italian?
No, but it's full of Italian people as opposed to Italian audio.
Aye.
If you look at the cast list, this is back in the golden age of Italian horror films, where they would get Italian people to act in the film. They would make them speak English, even if they couldn't do it very well, and then they would dub over it afterwards with English-speaking voiceover artists, otherwise known as dubbers. Fucking dubber. So it's funny though, because as you're watching this film, you can see like most of the time, the audio matches what the lips are doing, but sometimes there's like it could be a secondary or thirdary or fourthary character who's talking, and the lips are just not moving the way they should be, and that's like the bit part actors who couldn't speak any English, and they're like, right, just come in and talk Italian, we'll fucking deal with it later.
Italian.
Adds to the charm, doesn't it? Adds to the charm.
So is that an actual fact then, that these were all Italian folks just trying their best at English?
I'm pretty sure.
There was one part for me that made me feel that was the case, and you know which part it was?
What's that?
There's a part in it, no spoilers, but it has been out since the fucking 80s. So no, was it? It was 1980. It came out in 1980. So if you've not seen it, that's on you. There's a part where the coffin gets broken, and she's like, ah! And I'm just like, it just doesn't seem like you're screaming. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like a genuine scream.
Genuine
Scream.
Just to give you a wee sample here, there's an actor in it called Giovanni Lombardo Radici. He plays Bob. So I think we've established that what I said was actually 100% true. You've got Fabrizio Giovini. He plays Father William. So, so Italian folk, mate.
That's hilarious. Fabrizio. Are we being bad here by going Fabrizio?
No.
Is that the order? No. I see that it is all folks of Italian descent. I have the trailer ready now, in all its glory.
Let's go for it then.
A 4K remaster, by the way. Just before I do play here the trailer, this is a 4K remaster, and look at that smashing pop that you get with it. Right? Remember fantastic. I said that to me is that's what my wife cannot understand what I love about this stuff. Right, but this is exactly why Arrow exists and companies alike. I have so many things like this at home. I paid 15 quid for the Frighteners. It's no in here. The Frighteners, and it comes like a VHS box, and you open it up, and it comes with a poster, it comes with a DVD, it comes with a Blu-ray. Oh, it proper does it for me. But yeah, I'm going to play the trailer now for you. It's 3 minutes long. Holy shizzing. 3 minutes long for the trailer here, so if it gets too long, I'll stop it because I don't want to ruin the film for you. But here's the trailer for what you guys need to check out: City of the Living Dead.
I was thinking when I was watching that bit, I was like, this guy's taking some risks, by the way.
That was the bit, that was the scream, that was the bit.
Wow.
The living dead. A cursed city.
This is a good way of not getting a copyright strike if we just talk over it.
We just narrate those
gates.
Close those gates!
Go here! Oh no!
Of course it didn't start.
Look at his face. I hate when that happens.
Oh, that's horrible.
That and all.
I put that in the trailer, why don't you?
Think about zombies, man. Well, the dead. Is there some grip on them, eh?
Did you see anything besides that tombstone?
Oh, yes. I saw a priest
She's pretty.
who, by hanging himself, opened the gates of hell.
Oh no! Me after a night out.
She's still here. She's still in the house. No.
She doesn't look up at all.
Is this the original trailer, by the way?
No.
Jerry, get her out.
It's not.
Tell her to go. Did you hear?
It might be actually.
It seems like it is because it's really it's an old-fashioned trailer.
Imagine just blowing maggots into a window.
Oh, we'll speak about that later on.
Oh yeah! Yeah, this is a bit much, wasn't it? Or what? Literally, I can't put you again.
Guess what?
Man, old trailers did not give a shit about spoilers,
It's All
did
Saints
they?
Day.
A demanding, implacable enemy whose search for blood is never seen.
City of the living dead.
Medusa, fe despruziononi.
So, aye. I got a couple of comments here. So, Janice says, sorry, I had to get my daughter a breathing treatment. Oh, well, I hope your daughter's all right. Janice. Hope she can breathe soon. Janice says, haha, love it.
Wait, those two comments don't go well together. just FYI.
I know,
I have to get my daughter a breathing treatment. Love it. What? But I'm assuming they came in at different times.
So by the way,
hope she's okay, Janice.
These are the type of films that I would encounter at my granny's house when I was far too young to be encountering films like that.
What's the story with your granny, by the way? She's like a total psychopath.
No, but she says she's missing that part of her head where she's like, this is a 5-year-old who probably doesn't want to watch folk getting murdered. Do you know what I mean?
So, but wait a minute. It's Kevin.
And you fucking wonder why. I'm joking. Janice says she's okay, thank you. Hey, nothing better for her right now. Just put her feet up, sit down on the couch, get a wee cup of cha, and watch a Jibber Jabber podcast on a
Or
Sunday
City of the
night.
Living Dead.
Oh, aye, but you know, every Sunday night at 9 p.m. you will find the Jibber Jabber podcast here live on YouTube. You can hear us on everywhere that the wee podcasts go out that are no live and that are no video, but you can get us everywhere. He's on.
Whose car is that, by the way?
Where?
in that picture, right? Because that looks like the Simpsons house. Okay, obviously we are based on Simpsons characters.
Yep.
That's not the Simpsons motor. Whose fucking car
That's
is
the
that?
Simpsons house. That's the neighbour's house. It's Ned Flanders. Look, Simpsons is behind you. See it? Simpsons garden is behind you. That's Flanders. Oakley dokley.
Ugly Duckly.
Oakley dokley. So yeah, this film for me. See, when I got the email saying this is up for review, are you up for it? Straight away, I was like, right, Jen, hit me with it because I swear this is right up my street. I was like, I'm all out of this. There was no talent opportunities obviously, right? But it would have been cool. It would have been cool. But the minute I seen that, I was like, hell to the hell, yeah, I wasted no time. Screener came through and I thought, oh, here we go. I found, obviously, that the film is very much a film that's of its time. Whereas a lot of blank space, I feel that now does not, like today you can't get away with a lot of blank space. Otherwise, we do what we done to Eureka. What the fuck is this? I think there's a lot of focus on what's actually going on. Like, oh no, there's somebody's head's getting ripped off. Like there's somebody's bursting somebody's head like a Kinder egg, and there's a lot of time spent on that and a bit less on the story. However, I accept it because there is story, there is everything that you want. It's just at a different pace, and it's of its time. So there's you cannot make any dodgy comments about it and say, "Oh, I didn't like it." It's of its time, and it's of that ilk that's just very much what it is, and I love it for it. What was your initial thoughts, G-Mac?
Well, when we started doing this podcast and we started working with Fetch, dealing with Arrow and stuff like that, we did make a promise, we did make a promise to be 100% honest about our reviews of these films. I'm sorry, but this one was absolute class.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it from start to finish. I really did, and I didn't expect to. Like, I thought it was just going to be like overly cheesy and badly acted. And by the way, You could argue that it's badly acted, right? Because the dialogue does come across as really cheesy sometimes. But when I was watching it, I was like, right, okay. As we said at the beginning, these are mainly Italian people that are in this, right? So they dub it over after. And I think even the people that are, there's a couple of people that I think might be American, but they then would have redubbed, I assume, over their original recording. Like the guy that plays the reporter, I think he's I could be wrong, but I think he's an actual American, right? And you can kind of tell because the way the lips sync up with the speech is a bit better than some of the other characters. But I was watching it going, if these people weren't dubbed, I think their acting would actually be pretty solid, especially for a horror film at that time. I had no issues with. I really didn't have many issues with this film at all, and I was 100% shocked by that. I thought I was going to come in here and have another night of just needlessly destroying something and then going, I buy it. But I don't feel myself in that position tonight, which is nice and refreshing.
It is. It's actually. I will always take on films like this. You forgive anything of these films because they're of its time. But I didn't feel like there was much to forgive, because I mean there was a point where I was like, like proper laughing like that. I also felt that it was quite.
I would love to have a guess at what bit that was.
Go for it.
Was that death? I don't know, man, because I really didn't find any of the death scenes particularly funny. I actually thought like most of this film was still actually quite effective as a horror film.
Here, mate, how great! I mean, the ending, like the flames and the fucking 80s horror tune. I was like, fucking yes.
There is some bad synthwave in this thing.
Oh, I loved it though. I loved it. The guys are just like, ah, fuck, guess we're on fire because I've been stabbed, right? And these fires, and it just had that. It had that Troxin, you know, the Return of the Living Dead. Dun, 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 dun. More brains.
I've still not seen it, man. I'm really sorry.
Man, we need to cover that. Oh, it's one of my favourite. Gary Smart, his documentaries on it.
Yeah, I know. I know all about it at this point. I just have never seen it.
Love it, man. Love it. But this had that feel, right? Where are these films nowadays that are just, they're serious, but there's just a rock fucking scary synth tune right at the end, and I'm like, no.
I would argue that Robert Rodriguez did it a while back with the Grindhouse film. It was Death Proof, and what was the other one? The zombie one. Oh my god, what was it called? That's really annoying me. It was the two films that they were released as like a double feature.
The Hot Rods of Death, but not.
No. Oh, Planet Terror. No, Planet. Yeah, is it Planet Terror?
I think it is. It will be.
Yeah, Planet Terror. That was an attempt to kind of bring back that feel where what you're watching is absolute nonsense, but fuck me, you have a good time watching it. And it's foul and it's disgusting and it looks terrible.
Machine gun for a leg.
Machine gun for a leg. Aye. So I think there is definitely still space again, even now. I mean, that must have been 15 years ago or something. I can't remember the
It
exact
was
date that came out.
2007.
I'm not far off. I'm not far off then with the 15 year. 17 years. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think there's definitely a wee gap in the market for people to start doing that again. Because when I did find this film, I was going to say I did find this film a joy to watch, but I genuinely did find some of it really uncomfortable as well. Like,
it's like, ah! Matthew says, remember this was one of the pure black VHS cases you saw in the shop. so you knew it was going to be good. Honestly, we'll never get bored watching these old horror movies. Practical effects will always trump CGI. The practical effects, man.
Some of them are pretty bad, but they actually, again, it adds to the charm of the film. Like, there's a scene relatively near the beginning where there's a couple that are about to get busy in a car, and the lassie spews her guts up, right? And you can tell when you're looking at it that it's a painted mannequin. It does a close-up of her mouth when... I mean, it starts off real, like it's really her at first, and this actor's put up with so much shit for these Italian horror films, by the way, because she's clearly got animal guts in her mouth and she's just spitting them out, right? But then at one point they're like, right, we need bigger organs to come out, so we'll need to change to a puppet next. And you can tell when it changes to a puppet, like you can tell like the teeth have been markered in. No, that's not even her.
I know, I'm just...
but... The makeup effects was class, man.
Well, by the way, this image
it.
looks like she's went into the oven when her pizza's cooking. Can that way where you put your face to the oven and it opens?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. This scene, I felt it was quite unnecessary. It wasn't even a deed guy doing this to him.
It's one thing that you do that is missing for a lot of films like this is like real murder where it's just a person killing another person. And they just chucked this in here, and it's probably one of the most horrible death scenes in the film.
I know,
because it's like the effect that they used at that moment was phenomenal. It does switch between puppetry and reality, but it's done actually really well. And I was watching it going, I'd be proud of that shot today if I could do that.
And you know what? Serial killer dad, he was just like, and what I love as well, there's a lot going on there to unpack, and I was just like, nah. So what happens? Guys like, here, I'm just hiding in your garage. I need somewhere to stay. I've got nowhere to go. She's like, it's fine. Don't let my dad see you, but it'll be all right. Just lie down there. Next minute, dad comes in. Oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, run! Right? She legs it, and then he grabs him and is like, here, perfect. Which he's like, no, we need somewhere to stay. And he's like, hey. Why did she not come back and be like, Dad, calm down?
What I thought was funny was he's like, what are you doing here with my daughter? And then he looks over at the drill, and I was thinking, oh, he's my driller. But really, really effective death scene. I was quite happy with it.
The order though, right? The order.
That was a bit uncalled for.
For what?
To say the least.
Like maybe if you walked in and seen his daughter naked with him hanging at the end there, fine. But he was literally doing nothing wrong. He was in the garage, right? And the dad's like, he
just had a reputation. He had a reputation as being the town weirdo. That was his only crime. And as far as I can tell, he never actually done anything wrong. He just was a bit of a weirdo.
Imagine dying like that for what?
That's
a bit out of order. And I don't know, like, there's a spin-off with that story because that was just...
it's called Screw the Nut.
Driller Killer.
Which
is a terrible film.
Yeah.
See, when I was a kid and I had like pocket money and I had like £3, I would go into Movie Express because that was what was close to me, and I would buy the £1 DVDs, and they were cheap, nasty horrors. But sometimes I loved them. That's where I discovered Satan's Little Helper, but that wasn't as cheap and nasty. I loved that.
I never seen that one.
Was one of them. You need to watch it. I put Matthew Man on it, and he's heavy into it now.
Heavy?
You're heavy into it, aye.
What I thought was funny was at the beginning where the kind of first death happens during the seance, and then the black cop comes in and he just accuses them of all being on drugs. And the dubbing made it so funny. He's like, where's your stash, huh? Down the toilet.
I found as well.
Maybe chuckle.
Mate, see, because the first death, obviously she's doing a seance and it essentially kills her, right? And her mum's by her dead body going, the dad's like, calm down now, Janet. It's like, what the fuck? Did she just tell her to calm down and she grieves for her child?
Aye. So settle down. It's just a deed daughter.
No, calm down there. You've just fun it. Calm down. What the fuck? Can you imagine saying that to somebody? Calm down.
Aye. That's not the right time to tell somebody to calm down.
No, absolutely.
No, unless they start smashing the gaff up. Do you know what I mean?
But
If
man,
they start smashing the place up, you're like, right,
she
settle the
wasn't
fuck
even.
down.
She was only doing this. Oh no!
Oh,
It's
that was
not even like she was fucking that bothered.
It was so bad. She was like, "Oh my poor baby, my poor baby." But again, the dubbing made it worse than it probably was on set. But aye,
her name was
so
Emily
charming.
at the time. Aye, it was.
Emily
mad.
was. Oh, she was lovely, by the way. The guy that made this film knew what he was doing when he was picking the women that were going to be in it.
Her name is Antonella Enrique.
Enrique. Oh, mate, I've heard of her before.
It's Antonella.
Pretty sure I ordered her in a restaurant once.
Interlenghi. She was in other films like Under Siege, not the Steven Seagal one, the 1981. I think her
Well,
career
like I'm meant to know about that one.
No, the 1980s one. Under Siege, City of the Living Dead, Un Centesimo di Secondo, Brantome 81 Vide Me Danes Galantes. She was in
Jesus
Gossip. She was also in Vacanze di Natale and La Ragazza dell'Addio. She was also in Vacanze in America. I wonder if that's kids in America. She was also in La Cage au Folles, The Wedding. She was in Soto Zero, Mando Alamora, right? Three more. Valeria Medico Legal, and that was in 2000. Then she was in Incantenessimo, and that was a TV series in 2003. And the last thing she was in, which looks like Desperate Housewives, was Ho Sposato un Calcario. So she's done all right. She's had a good career.
Oh, mate, the pronunciation of these just adds to my day. It's on fucking Italian, isn't it?
It's on Italian. Has to be a t-shirt. It's on Italian.
Nah, I don't watch Japanese films, man. It's on Italian, innit?
Pretty much, man. That's just how I roll. It's just how I roll. It's on Italian, man. So Antonella. She was pretty strong. Quick crap, what happened to her, right?
Yes, Kev's tiredness coming out for his 4 hours sleep.
Honestly, I've tried my hardest. I've just burst. I've not even stopped all day at all. I watched this film while cooking dinner and all that, doing dishes and whatnot. Janice says, classic comedy there, Kev. Janice has written my fucking pronunciation, the whole thing. This new 4K Ultra Blu-ray limited edition has a lot of cool stuff with it. It's got the restoration from a 4K scan original camera negative, by the way. It has original uncompressed 1.0 and 2.0 mono and stereo, original English and Italian soundtracks. I need to listen to it new in Italian. Optional English subtitles. I can have watched that in Italian. Optional English subtitles. Audio commentary with Catriona, MacColl, and the journalist Jay Slater. Matthewman asks a very, very valid question. Does it have a reversible cover? Well, if it doesn't, it should. I don't see anything about that, but if it does, it's a deal breaker for sure. Limited edition 60-page booklet featuring writing by Travis Crawford and Roberto Curti, excerpts from archival interviews with Lucio Fulci and original reviews. Double-sided fold-out poster. It's got a double-sided poster, mate. What's it got? Reversible sleeve! It's got a reversible sleeve! It does have a reversible sleeve. Artwork by Colin Murdoch. That'll be the new artwork.
Calm down, mate. Calm down.
It does have a reversible sleeve. It woke me the hell up, man. It does have a reversible sleeve. That's all you want. That's all you want. There's no too much to ask.
Arrow, feel free to send us copies of the ones that we give you good reviews of.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. This is the new artwork for it. I don't know why it's bloody.
Which looks like old artwork, which is awesome. I love that.
I know. That's like I spit on your grave.
Hey, go bring it up again. Fucking Bob Ross with a spear down the bottom.
That's so easy.
Just kind of stab some happy little zombies down here.
Do you even call these zombies? I don't
No.
feel like
Do you know what's different about this film as well? Every undead person in it was actually a character, which is really unusual. Normally you've got hordes of faceless zombies chasing people. This one, every single one was introduced as a character at some point in the film, which I thought was cool as anything. I loved that. I loved that. And by the way, that screenshot you brought up with her face looking like she just opened the pizza oven, that scene was horrible, man.
I know.
No, that one. It was the one where our wee brother seen her through the window just after. That's rotten.
Right. I know. Look at that.
That's horrible. That's going to fucking haunt my dreams for the next 3 weeks. Thank God I don't have shutter blinds.
Aye. Because he runs about screaming. What about the end as well? The wee boy like that?
she's like, oh, you got any bepanthen?
Oh, what? I fairly enjoy this. Do you know, the Arrow player is full of classic horrors. And do you know, I'm actually really glad that companies like Arrow exist, because without them, like, think about all the films that have been sitting on VHS that are not worth, well, to bigger distribution companies that are not worth restoring or putting any kind of love into to then resell in an industry right now where physical media is being spotless. But these companies...
I wonder if City of the Living Dead was one of the video nasties that were banned.
Probably. But you know, these guys, they don't only just take the film and release it, but they do it in a way that's for collectors. And I think that's just poetry. So I'm all for supporting these guys. Love it. Absolutely love it. Was it a VHS nasty? It was. Was it?
Let's see here. Bam, 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 bam. The Evil Dead was on it, man. Driller Killer was on the list.
Oh, come on. City of the Living Dead was one of those Vipco's Vaults of Horror. I think I remember that. I had a few videotapes that were like that.
Yeah, one of them. I'm sure Cannibal Holocaust was on that as well.
Aye, House in the Haunted Hill and all that. Cannibal Holocaust, man. So that was remade by Eli Roth, and they named it. What did they name it? Because I waited for Green Inferno.
Oh, that's a terrible film.
Did you not like it? Guy got ripped to bits, eyeballs eaten and everything. It's like, what?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Mate, see, just looking, if you go online and have a look at these old video covers.
City of the Living Dead was not on this list.
From the bowels of earth, they came to collect the living, right? H.P. Lovecraft's City of the Living Dead. So is this taken from H.P. Lovecraft? Must be then.
Doubt it.
Oh, mate, look at all these old VHS covers of all these classic films.
Back in the day where the VHS cover was enough to make you buy it or rent it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's just,
then IMDb came out and ruined it for everybody, because you could just hear about a film and go, I'll check that. Oh, 3.6. Nope. Whereas there are so many films that are rated as low as 3.6 and lower that are so enjoyable it's beyond belief.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. Look at these. Right? See, that there brings back so many memories for me. Just these, right?
Vipco's Vaults of Horror, man. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Right, and look at this. See, if I was in a DVD shop or a VHS, because I obviously used to rent films when it was VHS, but see that? That's gone home with me.
Mm-hmm. If you can get somebody to buy it for you because you're too wee.
Well, it's all about who you know, eh? My friend's sister was dating the guy that would sell me my VHS. So I had some pull in there.
You had a bit of leeway.
Aye, so not another team movie, straight in my pocket. There's the new Arrow release right there. You know,
I think the first X rental DVD, so the first X rental VHS that I bought, was a Jean-Claude Van Damme film called The Quest, which is just
The Quest, mate. That's got thingy in it. Michelle Keesey.
No, he's not in it. It's just a rip-off. It's Michelle Keesey for
There's
Wish that's in it. He couldn't even get him
Right.
for that. It's such a terrible film, man. But it was an 18, and I bought it when I was like 15, and they swithered about selling it to me, and I walked out of there just absolutely buzzing that they decided that I wasn't enough of a wee fanny to tell anybody about it. So here I'm on a podcast, like 20 odd years later, telling everybody that that's what they did. But hey, the company's bust now anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
I'm not getting
that
anybody
was,
in trouble anymore.
It doesn't matter even if you do. Do you know that for The Quest was, I recall as a child it being a class wee film. So
Shite.
well, see, I need to go back and check that, because my childhood memories of The Quest was that it was decent. Janice says here, you guys missed my birthday this last Tuesday. Janice, we didn't know we weren't live on Tuesdays. So what we will do here, are you ready, G-Mac?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you. How old are you, Janice? You can't ask a woman her age. That's ridiculous.
Question for you, G-Mac. What 3 titles would you love to see get the Arrow treatment? They have to be older.
I wish you hadn't sprung this on me, man. I'd like to give this some real thought. Fucking hell. What are you telling me? Brain dead.
Brain dead. Has that not already been?
I'll take the arrow right in the chest.
Do you think I'm a basket case? I don't think.
That's actually one other thing I want to mention about this film was the sound design. Like there's demonic sounds that you hear that are clearly just like a reel-to-reel tape that's been slowed down to make it sound.
Yeah.
Again, totally adds to the charm. Absolutely loved it. There was nothing about this film that I hated, and I was completely shocked by that. I had such a good time watching this, man. I might even watch it again. That's how much of a good time I had with this. I might watch it again if I can still get the screener. Unless you want to send it to me.
Subtitles said "Happy Birthday, Johnny's." I'm just messing.
Happy birthday, Johnny's.
I want 4K Meet the Feebles.
That's ironic, actually. That's ironic because Johnny's prevent birthdays.
Do you know what films I want? All 3 of them. Meet the Feebles. That'd be funny as hell. As a
Meet the Feebles. What was it? Meet the Feebles, Bad Taste, and Brain Dead.
Well, there's a film, by the way, and I'm not sure if any of you guys are aware of it, because every time I mention this film, it's like certain things in life I mention to people, and they're like, nah, never heard it. And no one, and I just wander this earth alone, going, nobody's ever seen this. But there was a Stephen King trilogy of films that probably came from one of his books, right? And the Arquette brother that then turned into a lassie then died. Do you remember who that what his name was?
Alexis.
He was in Pulp Fiction. Yes, he was in Pulp Fiction, or she was in Pulp Fiction. When he was in Pulp Fiction,
He was in Pulp Fiction. She was in The Wedding Singer.
Aye. Well, he was in this film called Sometimes They Come Back Again, right? So the first one is Sometimes They Come Back, then it goes to Sometimes They Come Back Again, and then it's Sometimes They Come Back for More.
Oh my God. What a terrible third title. That's horrendous.
The thing is, these films, it's almost like watching Stand By Me, but darker. Yeah?
Right.
It's like watching, it's got that feel of watching a film like Stand By Me. And I remember having them on VHS. And then to buy them now on DVD, it's like 15 quid a DVD. And I'm like, if I'm going to pay 15 quid or 30 quid, I'd rather get like an Arrow set.
You want an Arrow version? Aye, exactly.
I want an Arrow version with some original stuff, with some postcards and all
and
that.
next week on the Arrow podcast.
Sometimes they come back. Do you know, the thing is though, within those films, Hilary Swank's in one of them. You know that?
Oh, big Hilary's wank.
But the thing is, like, the cast are all right. You know what I mean? It's a decent enough cast, so it's not like they're Always loved Stephen King's Cat's Eye, belter of a wee anthology thing. Matthewman, I swear, right? J-Mac Matthewman and everybody listening, Janice, get on it. Go watch Sometimes They Come Back, and then watch the second one, and then watch the third one, right? It's like Stand By Me meets It.
Well, It is already Stand By Me meets It, isn't it?
It is I. It is I.
Oh man, it's got a mad heat pain.
Do you know Stand By Me was originally called The Body?
Yes.
And while on set, Kiefer Sutherland saw River Phoenix playing his guitar and went up and taught him how to play Stand By Me. And the director walked past and went, I've not heard that song in years. And then he renamed the song Stand By Me.
The film?
The film, sorry. Burst.
Yeah, actually, I only found out the other day. I watched, it was Kiefer Sutherland giving one of these, Kiefer Sutherland discusses his iconic roles. Was that the same place that you heard it? Or
no, I seen it in a wee picture. Like I'd read it and then I seen it on a picture. Matthewman says, seen the first, was it no like an old 50s greaser gang that were mad demons? Yes, watch the second one. The second one's my favourite. First one was all right.
I really do worry about how heavily bullied Stephen King was as a kid. Eh? He must have been absolutely abused and brutalized by bullies when he was a kid. It's such a big feature in most of the stuff that he actually has written is bullies. Like, he fucking hates bullies, but he loves to put them in his books and movies. I think he's had some serious childhood trauma at the hands of bullies. I mean, I think most people probably experience bullying at some point. If you don't, you've probably been a bully at some point. What do you think?
I've never been a bully. Well, I've never been a bully. I've encountered people trying to be bullies, but I've never been a bully. No, because my friend groups were people that were bullies, and there were people that were the bullies. Look,
the bullied.
The bully. I'm a bully. Aye. So now my friend group's so varied from people that you would class as the popular dudes all the way to the folk that nobody would talk to. I purely like people for who they are. I didn't buy into any of that stuff. But if anybody started their shit, I'd tear their jaw off and shove it down their fucking pipe. Here, check this. This is Sometimes They Come Back.
All right. Okay.
Right. So it's Stand By Me with like mad folk. I think it was just the coke. Was he a mad cokehead?
Oh, Stephen King. Oh, I think he did a lot of cocaine when he was writing, or when he was struggling with writer's block. He would allegedly ram so much powder up his fucking snuff that it wasn't very good for him.
Next week on the JJ podcast, it's
Stephen King.
Usual, typical mind. Samurai cop, proper, like tore it to bits, and then in the nicest way possible. And then what happened? It only happens to pop on the show next game week.
Still a bit surreal, actually. Actually, see when you were talking about at the beginning, like Mark Dodson, about the friends on Facebook and that are going to come on. I still look at my Facebook and go, I'm actually friends on Facebook with Rico for Starship Troopers. I'm friends on Facebook with fucking Atreyu. And this is the people that are doing this for them. This is their personal Facebook accounts. And it's like, I'm friends with these people on Facebook. They don't fucking respond when I ask them to come on here, like, but I'm still like,
some of them do. A lot of the guys I do. Did you notice Big Charlie for Busted followed us on TikTok?
Ah, that was nice.
Yes, that was cool.
Big Charlie. Nice. Did I tell you, by the way? That I, for the first time ever in the history of watching a particular show, which was The Masked Singer?
Oh yeah.
I guessed one right for the first time.
Mate, the minute that happened, I don't really watch a show, but the minute it happened, my wife was like, "Who is this?" And I went, "Come on!" And then I looked and I saw the way he moves, and I thought, "I know exactly who that is." Same with the recent one. It was Danny Jones from McFly. Like that was
well,
so obvious.
that's the one that I worked out because when he was singing, there was like a couple of clues that were given, and I was like, right, it was clearly been a band a while ago, and I was like, right, okay, and I was listening, and there was a couple of notes that he hit, and I was like, that sounds awful. Like there was, I didn't really like their music, like 100%. Like I wasn't really, I wasn't into Busted and the other one.
McFly.
What is it again? McFly.
McFly.
I wasn't into them, but there was there was one song that I used to like, and it was "It's All About You."
It's all about
you, baby. And there was a couple of notes he hit, and I was like, that sounds like when he goes, baby. And I was like, that might be that guy. And it fucking was. And I was
the
so
minute I
proud
heard
of
it, I
myself.
was like, Danny Jones, 1,000,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%.
I nearly jumped off my seat like my team had just won the World Cup if I gave a fuck about football. But it was nice to actually get one right for a change.
So Todd's the biggest McFly fan on this planet. That's why I've been able to meet them and seen them a few times. And I sent it to Todd, and I goes, 1,000,000,000% Danny, right? And he was like, fuck's sake, he must be skint.
And on next week's show,
Danny Jones. But that's just goes to show. Just goes to show.
Yeah.
So
it does. And on that tangent.
Aye. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is possible for us to review next. I'd like to get more physical media from them to maybe review, because my Arrow collection is probably about 15 DVDs. But the thing is, though, they're a bit more expensive. You pay a wee bit at a premium because
there's a reason. Yeah.
Oh, of course. And I don't begrudge it. I mean, it keeps them doing what they're doing. They've got their own section in HMV, and it's funny when I walk into HMV, right, and I pick up a physical disc, and I go to my wife, and I go, "This is what we're reviewing at the weekend. It was sent to us to review for this here purchase. Mind that time you said who would want to fucking listen to us on the podcast, and it was going to go nowhere." Just so you know.
Still need them, but we get films for fuck all.
Aye, right. No, when I get the wee stats thing in every fucking week, I'm like, only about 82,000 folk have tuned in over the last 28 days, I suppose. How's your TikTok going?
If only some of them commented, that'd be nice,
mate. We literally got a comment today on one of our videos, and the guy even said, it's like, you've got like 900 and odd views on this, and only one person commented. Strange. Hey.
It is annoying. People need to engage a wee bit more.
But I think we need to
just comment and say, "Oh, that's shite," by the way. And we'll reply saying, we'll get it up you." So there was still some interaction there with fans and non-fans. We like to talk to people.
Correct. Speaking of talking to folk, you'll notice the next couple of episodes of the Jibber Jibber podcast, which you can find at Sunday nights, 9 p.m. here, live on Facebook, live on Twitch sometimes.
Hopefully at some point live on fucking TikTok.
Aye, when they are able to integrate that, we'll definitely be there. We're trying to figure that shit out now. If anybody has any tips, tell us. By any road, our next podcast will be with, it's likely it'll be Kim Stanton. And he has a documentary about the whole Julian Assange stuff. This guy's been all over Talk TV, BBC News, so it's pretty cool to have him here joining us on the podcast to talk about a documentary, which I'm going to burst through now that I've got this one out of the way. I'm going to burst through that. Matthew Min says it's phenomenal. And then we also have joining us on the 17th of March, 2024, we've got UFO expert and paranormal conduit, Dr. Christopher Macklin. You can buy his book online. He's out there doing the circuit, talking about UFOs and stuff. So I hope that feeds into your appetite, because I've got an appetite for that type of stuff. So you can go onto our YouTube page and go to the episode, click the notification button, and it'll notify you when you go live. Or if you want to send us any questions, jibberjabberscotland@gmail.com. Gears all this stuff. Most importantly, though, what you need to do is leave us a wee review on our Facebook page, on our Apple Podcasts page, on our Audible page, on any of these things. Leave us a wee review.
Leave 5-star reviews, even if you think it was 3-star. Leave 5-star because it helps us creep up.
If we creep up,
we need help here, folk. We've been doing this for 5 bastard years. He's only helping us.
Come on,
guys, helped,
mate. We were established in 2018. This is 2024, right?
So getting old.
What? And the thing is, we don't want money to sit and fucking smoke cigars. Well, maybe, but if this show makes a lot more money, we'll be able to travel and do more things with the show that don't like have our wives going right and go, but the fucking look at that, it's paid for itself, so fucking.
There is nothing more frustrating than that question. You know the question they ask every time, which is, and he's getting paid for this?
It's like, well, do you get paid for going out and fucking having a drink? No, you get paid to do that. What's the fucking difference? This is what I like to do. Do you know what I mean? This is what we like to do. So why would we no pay to do this, even if we had
This
to?
is the same thing as going out for a drink, but with a hope that you might get paid to drink after it.
Right. More reality. That it's like what I turn it and say, how many of your hobbies has an income? Whether it's big or not. How many of your hobbies has an income? Fucking none. So
at that point, she turns around and goes, "Well, I've actually been making $4,000 a month selling my feet.
That's why I've got stumps." Matthew says, "I get you. I get you getting paid this time, chat, all the time." That's me.
But that's because you've been stiffed more times than fucking Mia Khalifa. I had to think of a name.
And he says, "Nice, I'll be there." Matthew Man. For anybody that is looking for work, go on to Instagram, see Matthew Man Design. The guy's phenomenal. You already know that. You see a lot of his work here on the Jibber Jabber podcast. Make sure that if you're making a film in that, chuck him a couple of bob, man.
Aye. Dead.
Aye.
Dead. Fucking.
Chuck him a couple.
Dead.
Aye. Where would you be without your Matthew Man, say? So
good guy.
Smashing. Matthew was also now a writer too. He's like, I write shit and I know things. But I'll wear many hats in this outfit. But yes, I shall see you all on the next couple episodes. The next one, currently planned as next Sunday will be the Julian Assange one. Hopefully, I'm trying to work out dates with that. It's a lot of folk being busy, but we'll get that ironed out. But definitely on the 17th, we will have Dr. Christopher Macklin. So go do your research. If you've got stuff you want to say to him, bring it to the show, and we'll let you ask him. You can ask him personally.
I feel like you're talking to me at this point.
But it'll be fun. You never know what's going to happen. And until the next Arrow review, I mean, keep them coming. I need to go get some more Arrow discs because I'm actually I just fucking want them, right? But it's been class. Thank you very much to the guys at Fetch, Genevieve, Josh, Tom. Thank you guys for always sending us these beautiful films to review and to talk about here on the show. Thank you, everybody that's tuned in tonight. That always tunes in.
Did you notice that ridiculously hot woman called like Masood or something didn't he show up again the night? Called you out, bitch.
Aye, don't show up here thinking you can just come in and take care of the show.
Aye. You might have beautiful hair and very nice features, but we can tell a scammer a mile off. Okay? Fuck.
Aye, fucking there'll be none of that in here, alright. Scotland@gmail.com.
Anyway, it's been a blast once again. So
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Kevin, for doing all this hard work.
And J-Mac and all the guys that tune in and do all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys next week. See you later, alligators.